Welcome back to a new video here at Life of the Bridges. If you saw our last video, we are in fully fledged toilet training mode with our 2-year-old toddler, and the first 2 days have been, let's just say, exhausting. Yippee! But very successful. So this week we carry on eliminating the nappies from our day-to-day life, and later on in this video we do a spot of DIY with 2 bits of scrap wood to solve one of our cupboard issues, and I smoke a mouth-watering masterpiece for our dinner. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button to stick with us. But for now, let's start this week. So we have taken a little pause from toilet training, which is going swimmingly, might I add, to come and have the Caravan's tyres changed, because we had it serviced and the 2 advisories were that the fact the tyres were a little bit old and needed changing, so they are being changed today, which is great. And it's really exciting because as of next week we have got 2 so exciting trips happening. One happening on Wednesday over into Thursday, and then we go away on the Friday away in this bad boy. And we've actually been to where we're going before, but 2 exciting trips, but stay tuned for those. But for now, tyres changed and back to toilet training with our boy and continuing on day 3. Something that we have been working on with Teddy during his whole toilet training thing is we seem to have mastered the weeing. We have mastered the standing up weeing on the stool, which is great, but he seems to be kind of a little bit skeptical about the whole having a poo situation. And because obviously it's such an unfamiliar sort of feeling and experience, he kind of doesn't like the idea of sitting on a toilet and having a poo, which is, it's a very weird conversation to be having with you guys, but it's part of our journey. So yeah, it's something that is actually something that really needs work on, and it may be something that is going to take time. He has taken to the toilet training so incredibly well, and if it's something that does take time, then that is absolutely okay, because he has taken this whole toilet training by storm. And the fact that we've missed the potty and within 2 days we're pretty much there and he hasn't worn a nappy other than naps, it's just incredible. But for now, that is the Caravan done. Back to toilet training and continuing on this ever-growing toddler journey. Today we have got the addition of the trousers, which could bring some confusion. I'm going to work with it. Day 4. Today, we're going to be sorting out an issue, as we have a problem going on in our cupboards, which is an overpopulated spice shelf, which needs addressing. And I think I'm going to make a spice rack to be able to free up some space for more of Teddy's snacks. We love a Sunday project. So that is the cupboard where all the spices are, and this is a free space, which I'm going to be making a new spice rack for. And also, it is day number 4 of toilet training, so hopefully that's going to go well. And thirdly, I am cooking a good old pulled beef chuck roast burgers today, and they are going to be delicious. So we have got a busy morning, loads going on in terms of Teddy's toilet training, spice rack building, and barbecuing pulled beef. Now that sounds like one spicy Sunday. Let's get to it. First up, time to marinate this meat. I started off by adding an English mustard binder to both the bits of beef chuck I bought from a local farm where they rear and butcher their own grass-fed cows, ready to add our seasoning. We were keeping it simple with the seasoning, with a classic salt, pepper and garlic, making sure all the meat was well covered on all sides, and then chopped up into small cubes and popped in the fridge for a few hours to let those flavours penetrate the meat, ready to be smoked a little bit later. Now it was time to come up with a plan for this spice rack. Hey chaps, so I have these 2 posts which I picked up for free from the timber yard, because they just have an area where they've got 3 bits of wood they don't need, and these are 2 that I put aside for a project exactly like this. And so I'm going to try and make our spice rack out of these 2 free bits of wood. So this whole project will hopefully cost me nothing and solve our overloaded spice cupboard problem. So first up, let's get set up. So my thought process is I'm going to cut all of these bits of wood into 2.5 centimetre pieces by running it through the table saw. I've never used a table saw before, but this is why I bought it, just so I can use bits of wood like this, which is left over. So yeah, I'm going to hopefully run these through and create strips of 2.5 centimetres, which are going to be the shells and the makeup of this spice rack. Wish me luck, hope I don't chop a limb off. Let's go. It was only a matter of seconds before I stumbled across my first problem. There was a piece of metal that was stopping the wood going through. After realising I could remove said piece of metal by undoing a couple of bolts, I did exactly that, and then we were cooking on gas. Okay, I've taken the little guard off now, so fingers crossed, it should fly through. So what I've got is cut halfway, so now I need to move this the other side and cut the other half, and hopefully I should have that first strip. So that goes off there onto there. So hopefully do it the other way and it should work. We've got our first bit of shelf. Amazing. So I need to do that a couple more times. I'm going to need to sand this all down anyway. Let's do it a couple more times. More table saw cutting! And there we have 4 bits of free timber that are cut at 2.5 centimetres. And now it's time to cut them into size, make the frame, make the shelves, and then sand it and pin it all together. And then we'll have a newly formed spice rack. So it's time to cut all the wood to size, and then I'm going to sand them all down, and I guess it's fitting them all together. Time to cut them all to size. Measure twice. Two side bits, now I need 2 at 25 centimetres coming up. There you go, across the top. So I need 5 of these. Okay, last one. There we have our 5, so top and bottom shelf and 3 in the middle. Okay, it's time for sanding. So that is everything sanded, and now it is just a case of pinning it together. So I need to mark out the right shelf heights. So there's 15 centimetres in between, so there's enough for the spice jars can go in, pin it all together. I might even paint it black, to be honest, but that's the plan of attack. Let's see how we get on. So there is the spice rack, and we have decided to paint it black purely because our cupboards are black and some of the wood colours are slightly different because it is second-hand old wood, so some of the wood grains are different and it would be really hard to get the continuity throughout the whole thing. So we're going to spray it black, let this dry, and then I'm going to start my barbecue because it is officially 12 o'clock. Teddy's going down for a nap and it's a 6-hour cook to get this beef chuck on the barbecue smoking, ready for our dinner later. Time to light the barbecue. Let's get going, baby! So this is going to be going for 3 hours just as an indirect, and then after 3 hours I'm going to wrap it in foil with butter, barbecue sauce and beef broth and let it braise for 3 hours, and then it should just all fall apart. That'll be our smoked beef chuck, ready for our beef chuck burgers. Okay, barbecue is up to temperature. Time to put these bad boys on. See you in 3 hours. With the beef on the smoker for the next 3 hours, it was time to fit and install our newly built spice rack. Right, here we go. Is it going to fall down? Ta-da! We'll do the full reveal when the spice jar comes. So that is another good little miniature day project done, which is always good fun. I like testing myself and trying new things, and just stimulates the mind and makes your brain actually work, because as I've said before, it doesn't all come naturally to me. I actually really have to think about it, even like small projects like that, which is cool. And it's a cool little Sunday activity and a problem now solved in terms of our spices, and we'll load that spice rack up later. We wanted all of the jars to be very much formed and all look the same rather than have like loads of random jars, so we'll get that done later. But monitor this barbecue, play with my boy, and enjoy the rest of my Sunday. And I cannot wait for my big juicy burger later. Okay, so our beef chuck is ready to be wrapped in a little tinfoil boat with butter, Jack Daniel's barbecue sauce, and some beef broth. That's a lot of butter, I know, but it's got to be good. Hope we've got enough foil. I don't really know how much of each I'm meant to be putting in. We'll just go with it. Ooh! Here we go. Oh goodness, the foil's ran away. Tommy! Right. Stay there. Here we go. Oh, look at that. Got these all in here. Ouch, it's really hot. Ow, 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 ow. Right. Butter. Butter. I'm going to make a little boat. Like so. Pour some beef broth in there. Try and wrap that one more time if I get that. Oh! Now I've got some more foil over there. Bear with me. We're back. Okay, pretty good. So that is going to go back on for another 2 to 3 hours and just let it just sit in its own juices, and hopefully next time I get that off, it should be just shreddable. Back on. Happy days. Right. Let's get cleaned up. You will see me at shredding time. Our new jars arrived from good old Amazon with the correct corresponding labels, which was a job that Katie wanted to do. So she decanted all the old spices into their new homes and labelled them correctly, ready to be positioned nicely on their new spice rack. Once all the spices had been organised into alphabetical order, we stacked them on their new rack, and just for reference, the black spray paint ran out, so we have ordered some more to finish off and spray the underneath of the shelves when it comes. But there we have the new home for all our spices, which cost us £0 and 0 pence, apart from the jars, which were like 20 quid. There we have a parcel of joy. 6 hours been on the barbecue. Hopefully that is just going to squelch and squidge. Feels pretty soft. Into just some lovely pulled chuck beef. It's ready to put in our burgers. That can sit there and steam whilst we do bath time. And that puts an end into the last 4 days of toilet training. We started 4 days ago with Teddy wearing nappies all day, every day. And over the last 4 days, he has got to the stage where he has been nappyless other than naps. He is standing up, having wheeze. Our biggest struggle that we found over the last 4 days is having poos is slightly more of a task and is going to take more time. And also, when we introduced trousers without a nappy today, it was quite problematic. He did have a couple of accidents, and that as well is going to take a little bit more time. But we are so abundantly proud of him for the last 4 days and how quickly he has learned and taken it all in his stride like he always does. But yeah, massively proud, really productive 4 days, and I think our beef chuck is just about ready to shred. That is a perfect time to end that video there. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big fat thumbs up, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. A huge thank you to our Life with the British family members, and remember, live for today, as tomorrow is never promised, and we'll catch you in the next one. Don't forget to come back for our next video when we tick something absolutely huge off our bucket list and we get the opportunity to make our little boys' dreams come true in a once in a lifetime experience. It is definitely not one to be missed. We'll catch you in the next one, chaps.